Coming to you from deep inside the bowels of a great big empty. Get ready for another episode of The Home Defense Show with Skip Coryell.
And that was Golden Glenn, the official announcer of the Home Defense Show. I'm your host, Skip Coryell, author of 22 books, Marine Corps veteran, founder of the Second Amendment March, proud father of 7, grandfather to 20 and counting, and as a special bonus, I'm also madly in love with my own wife. My priorities in life are God, family, and country in that order, and I hereby promise to never compromise in my convictions. I may go broke, but I'll never go woke.
Before we get too far into the show today, let's thank our sponsors, United States Concealed Carry Association, ShootingClasses.com, Center Shot Indoor Gun Range, and Trinity Training and Security. Thank you, sponsors.
And joining me today is my wife, my beautiful, lovely co-host, Sarah Coryell.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yes, so am I, or I'd be doing this by myself. No, well, I think that most gun-owning men, they have all they can do just to get their wives to shoot with them or to let them buy a gun. I've talked to a lot of men, and, they've been talking about getting a concealed pistol license for like 20 years, but their wife is a bit of an anti-gun enthusiast, and so they won't even let him have a gun in the home. But I am blessed by someone who not only lets me have guns in the home, but you shoot with me sometimes, and you carry a gun, and you talk with me about it on a podcast.
Well, it's fun. I like the talking on the podcast part, and the shooting is kind of okay. It's not really fun. I don't know. To me, it's not fun, I guess, the shooting, but thank you for that. Yeah. Sorry. Well, I don't know. The home that I grew up in, we had a little gun in there too. Like it was just a .22 rifle, but like I was always kind of aware that guns were.
Well, but you grew up on the West Coast.
Yeah, but we were in like a really small town, a really super rural area, and
But it was still the West Coast, and I rescued you.
Okay.
From the West Coast.
Is that how you see it?
Yes, that's exactly
how I see it.
All
right.
Well,
you just tell your story any way you want to then.
Okay. All right. Well, you have been.
Oh wait, can I tell them how to say Oregon?
Oregon? Yeah.
Is
sure.
Oregon?
Oregon.
I'm just saying. No, Oregon. Oregon.
Like
Oreo, like Oreos
again?
and guns, like Oreos and guns mixed together. Oregon.
Whatever. So she's from Oregon.
Oh, that hurts.
All right. So you've been excited about sewing lately. You do a lot of sewing. Are you like making me a holster or something? What are you doing?
Oh. No, I'm not making a holster yet. No.
But I just put that idea in your head.
Yeah, that would be fun. No, we've been working on a school bus, a little schoolie, as we've kind of talked about that before. And the next job for me is to build the curtains for it. So that's been my latest project. I've got little pockets on the front and a little pouch in the back that can hold reflectix to keep the heat and the cold out. And so I'm having fun, kind of nerding out with the.
It's so cute.
With the curtains.
Yeah.
Is it cute? I don't know. Sometimes it's very messy.
Cute enough.
Can be very messy.
Well, hey, we've got a pretty good show today. We're going to be talking all about suppressors in the next segment with two people from Center Shot Indoor Gun Range, one of our sponsors, Chris Kettler and Austin Fordham. They're quite knowledgeable about suppressors. And we're going to be talking about everything about suppressors, how to buy them, the legality of it, the NFA gun stamp. I mean, just all the things that people want to know about suppressors. They're becoming more and more common these days, so that's going to be a good time.
Yeah, sounds very interesting.
All right, Sarah, let me quiz you, because I know you don't know near as much about suppressors that I do. I'm not bragging. I'm not putting you down, but what's the difference between a suppressor and a silencer?
I have no idea.
Yeah. A silencer doesn't really exist.
Oh.
Even when the gun is unloaded and you press the trigger, it still makes noise when it clicks. Okay.
Okay.
But Chris and Austin, they're going to explain all of that to us in the next segment. So
Excellent.
it's going to be a good time.
Sounds great. Sounds great.
But in the meantime, I have a quote for you. Folks, I pick out these quotes, and I don't tell her what they are ahead of time or who they're from. So, no, don't say anything. I'm going to give you the quote, and then you tell me who made the quote. And this is a famous quote, all right? But last week, you guessed the quote, much to my chagrin, but we'll see. Here is the quote. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. Who said that quote? Very famous guy. It's a man.
Mm-hmm. I can hear his voice.
You can hear his voice?
In a movie that we saw it in anyways.
Oh, in a movie?
But I can't even remember what movie it is now, but I remember hearing.
All right. Well, yeah, it's been quoted since then a lot of times. This is by...
Oh.
What?
I believe I'm getting it from Matilda, so...
Oh, okay. A kid's movie.
Yeah.
It's been quoted thousands and thousands of times since the original man said it. And his name is William Shakespeare.
Oh.
You've heard of him, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. I had greatness thrust upon me when I married you.
Oh. Okay. Thank you.
That's a positive thing.
That's
by
a
the way.
positive thing. Okay.
All right. Well,
or does it mean I put pressure on you to become more?
You inspire me to become a greater man,
okay.
honey.
Well, thank you.
All right. Now, let's stay positive for this week. We have a hero of the week, and why don't you go ahead and read this article, honey, and then you and I will talk about it. I may interrupt you. We'll see what happens.
A heroic 16-year-old lifeguard rescues child from monster surf in heart-stopping video.
I thought you would like this one because you grew up on the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, watching the video was really amazing. Yeah. A frantic rescue unfolded at a Santa Cruz beach when a child was swept into powerful tsunami-like waves, prompting a teenage lifeguard to dive into the life-threatening surf. The lifeguard, who witnesses said carried out one of the most heroic rescues they had ever seen, was identified as just a 16-year-old high school student, according to local outlet NBC Bay Area. A woman who claimed to be the teenager's mother said on social media that the lifeguard's name is Ryder. The young child Ryder rescued is believed to be about 10 years old, according to the report. It caught a lot of people off guard, Vander Dusen, who filmed the video, said. Unfortunately, this young man was overwhelmed and swept out in just a moment's time. In the video, the 16-year-old lifeguard was seen diving into the water and battling powerful swells to bring the child back to shore. Wave after wave, Ryder appeared to strategically gulp air before ducking beneath each crashing breaker. He would then emerge each time, still gripping tightly to the child. As the pair kept getting swallowed by the waves, multiple beachgoers attempted to help, often without success. The lifeguard ultimately pulled the boy onto the shore. According to NBC Bay Area, the child was reunited with his family and was evaluated by paramedics. Witnesses commenting on the video said the struggle against the waves lasted much longer than the footage shows, adding that Ryder never let go of the child despite the relentless surf. Ryder's mother, thanking supporters for the outpouring of praise, responded to requests for a GoFundMe page by saying her son was simply doing what he loves. I am blown away by the love, kindness, gratitude, and respect you're sending his way, she said.
Isn't that amazing?
I think it's beautiful. Yeah.
I knew you would like that because you love the ocean.
But it can be scary.
Yeah.
And this was, really a beautiful scene of bravery. Like, he knew what to do. The lifeguard, knew how to handle those big waves.
Yeah. Well, to go under when the swells were
Yeah, that way you don't
the
take the
trough
full force
goes
right
over
on
you.
you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let the force go over you.
I'm not fond of the ocean. I am just not. I mean, I don't even like Lake Superior. Lake Superior scares the crap out of me. But you just loved Lake Superior.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's wild.
going
It's
out in the
beautiful.
ocean, it's like it's just the sheer volume of water when it comes up onto the beach. And then when it goes back out again, it takes anything that it wants to with it.
Yeah.
And I can just see how easily a child could get sucked into all of that. And as a parent, that scares me. When you and I go to Lake Michigan, any of the Great Lakes, with our kids, I don't like it. I'm like on full alert, and I'm watching like crazy.
Well,
And
if they
like,
go out very
don't go
far.
in over your knees.
Don't go over your knees. They're probably good over their knees. But sometimes they go way out there and they want to swim, and then you get those riptides that can pull you underneath.
Well, and our son Cedar,
he's always liking to push it.
yes,
He
he's
likes to
always
push it.
tempting fate. It's like nothing bad can ever happen to him, and he wants to.
And
Well, let's see how far out I can go.
He
And
does
it's like,
have fairly good luck, which is only reinforces
Well,
it.
yeah, but luck doesn't last forever. Well, one thing I don't like about the beach is, how do you hide your gun? And how do you go into the water with a gun on?
Yeah, I don't have a good answer for that. Maybe if you carry it up around on your chest and then.
Honey, I'm being funny.
But you can't
There is
fall
no
over.
way. There's no good way
Yeah.
to do that. You can't go into the water with your gun on, because then you'd have to clean it afterwards.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Yeah.
A little salt water in that oil-based gun. Yeah.
Well, all right. That was on Fox News. It made national headlines, so you may have seen that before.
Yeah, with the footage and everything along with it.
It
Was
ties
great.
in with the quote of the week from William Shakespeare. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them.
I wanted to ask you what you thought about what the mother said.
Read it again.
The people wanted to make a GoFundMe page, and she said, no, but thank you. She said that her son was simply doing what he loves, and that she was blown away by the love, kindness, gratitude, and respect that they were sending to him.
Yeah, I think that's great, and that tells me about the character of the whole family. I mean, what makes someone a hero is that they do something that's not in their own best interest for the sake of someone else.
So if people had made a GoFundMe page and given him money for doing something that he should do.
Yeah, you could ruin a kid that way.
And somehow she sensed that and said no.
Yeah. That was very wise, in my opinion.
Yeah, it might have been.
So if you need to give someone money, you can call me at I'm teasing. I'm teasing.
Brother.
All right. Okay,
Goodness.
now we're going to talk about suppressors now with Chris Kettler and Austin Fordham from Center Shot Indoor Gun Range.
During the break, don't forget to check out our sponsors, United States Concealed Carry Association, shootingclasses.com, Center Shot Indoor Gun Range, and Trinity Training and Security.
In the meantime, God bless and stay safe, because we will be right back.
Firearms training should be easy. Instructors can focus on teaching and not worry about all the complex paperwork and management behind the scenes. Just pull the trigger and let us do the administrative work. Welcome to shootingclasses.com.
At Center Shot Gun Range, we are passionate about training. Don't know where to start? We offer a 1-hour new shooter seminar to introduce you to the world of firearms and help you find training opportunities specific to you. Concealed carry, home defense, firearm safety, AR-15, private one-on-one training, custom training, or maybe you're on a security team looking to protect your church or business. We even offer weekday morning and evening classes. Center Shot Gun Range has you covered. Start your journey at centershotgunrange.com.
Hey there. Yeah, you. It's time to level up your skills. Check out shootingclasses.com and explore a wide range of training options. With more than 50 types of classes to choose from, beginner to advanced, concealed carry to medical training, online sessions, and even non-live fire courses, there's something for everyone. Just enter your zip code, use the filters to narrow your search, and find the perfect class for you. This site has all the details: instructor bios, class info, requirements, available dates, and the option to register, all in one place. It's that simple at shootingclasses.com.
In today's world, Safety and preparedness are more important than ever. At Trinity Training and Security, we offer comprehensive training for your peace of mind. Whether you're obtaining your concealed pistol license, mastering CPR and first aid, or engaging in scenario-based training, we've got you covered. We look forward to working with you in one of our classes or bringing the class to your church, school, or business. Need security for an event? Protecting your assets? Our team provides private security, close protection, media crew escorts, high security terminations, and more. Always with discretion and professionalism. With Trinity, safety is more than a service. It's a commitment.
Avoid danger, save lives, and keep your loved ones safe. If this sounds good to you, you sound good to me. And I'd like to help you do those things. Avoid danger, save lives, and keep your loved ones safe. If you're looking for more excitement in your life, we have nothing to offer you. But if you are a thoughtful, responsible, nonviolent man or woman, we'd love to teach you what to do if something crazy happens. More importantly, we'd like to teach you what not to do. We currently have over 500,000 members. They are doctors and single moms and firemen and grandmothers and veterans and Democrats and Republicans and members of every faith. But the one thing they all have in common is that they know exactly what to do if something crazy happens. When you're with one of our members, you are safe. Our members know how to de-escalate situations. They know how to calm things down. We are the United States Concealed Carry Association. See what we're all about at usconcealedcarry.com.
Discover the little-known backstory of the U.S. Concealed Carry Association at usconcealedcarry.com.
Liberals hate him, small children fear him, but God keeps on loving him anyway. Welcome back to the Home Defense Show with Skip Coryell.
And that was Golden Glenn, the official announcer of the Home Defense Show, and I'm your host, Skip Coryell. Welcome back. First, don't forget to check out our sponsors, Center Shot Indoor Gun Range at centershotgunrange.com, shootingclasses.com, and then United States Concealed Carry Association. All right, today we are going to talk about suppressors, and today we have two people from Center Shot Indoor Gun Range. We have Chris Kettler and we have Austin Fordham. Both of you, welcome to the Home Defense Show.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
All right, fantastic. All right, now, suppressors. There is a lot of misinformation out there about suppressors. So I want one of you to talk about, okay, exactly what is a suppressor versus a quote unquote silencer?
Well, we hear a lot of that at the gun range too. People want to know what the difference is. And to the best of my knowledge, silencer was what it was called when it was originally patented. I'm not sure when that was, but very, very long time ago, they called it a silencer. At the end of the day, we hear silencer, we hear suppressor, we hear can, and we're increasingly hearing muffler. And if you want to look at the technology, it is literally a muffler. So it's the same technology that goes on your car as you've got hot burning gases leaving your engine. The muffler's job is to cool that, because the boom or the noise is those hot burning gases hitting the atmosphere. It's the same with a firearm. Mm-hmm. So the suppressor or the silencer's job is to cool those gases so that you don't get the loud report, the boom.
Wow. So even if you could get rid of all of the noise from the hot burning gases and you were shooting subsonic ammo, so there's no breaking the speed of sound, boom, would it still be totally silent?
No, it will not be totally silent. There's still going to be some hot gases that escape, and so you're still going to get some report. That's another misconception we hear all the time is, Hollywood, of course, helps us in the firearms industry a lot. With a lot of misinformation. So no, it's not Hollywood quiet. But effectively what it does is it knocks the decibel rating down to where it's a lot more hearing safe.
Yeah. And that makes sense to me. I mean, even if you got rid of the report, everything else, you'd still have the sound of the action, the slide coming back, opening and closing and all of that stuff.
For sure.
But I like the idea of suppressors. I'm not sure for the past 20 years or so, the federal government has liked the idea of suppressors. but I get the feeling that that's starting to change. Can you talk about, what's happening in the world of, the ATF and all the regulations and, what's happening with that, the legality of it?
Yeah, so there's certainly been a push in Congress. The current Congress has pushed a federal bill, and I can't recall the name of it. It's like the Hearing Protection Act or something. So there's been a lot more support in the federal Congress. Effectively, the major change that we've seen is that historically, suppressors fall under the National Firearms Act, the NFA regulated stuff. So you have to get a tax stamp, and that tax stamp has historically cost $200. So each suppressor you buy, you have to fill out the Form 4 paperwork through the ATF, and you have to pay a $200 tax stamp. Well, the big beautiful bill had a little caveat in it that eliminated that tax. So when you buy a suppressor, you still have to fill out all the same paperwork that you used to, but now the tax is effectively free. So you don't have to pay that $200 per suppressor tax.
That sounds like a racket to me. I mean, $200 per suppressor. It's like, that's kind of what the mafia does. That's just not right. But I'm glad it's gone now. Is it going to come back?
Well, that's a great question. I don't know that even I would venture to speculate on that one.
Well, okay, Chris, when I've talked to you before, and I think it was like a year ago before all these federal things happened, you talked about being in, what did you call it? Like can prison or something like that. Talk about that.
We kind of joke that your suppressor goes to jail. So
Okay.
when you buy a suppressor, you have to purchase it first. So your first step is to actually buy one because they have an individual serial number. So when you buy it, it goes to your local dealer, and that way you actually own the can with a serial number because you need that serial number to start your paperwork. So you purchase the suppressor, and it goes in what we call jail. And obviously we're joking about that, but your FFL dealer has to hold it until the feds have completed all the paperwork and you actually get your tax stamp back.
Leave it to the government to take something simple and complicate it. That's just amazing.
We
Oh,
do
wow.
find it entertaining that if you don't run a muffler on your car, you're gonna get in trouble.
Yeah.
They require you to have a muffler on your weed eater and your chainsaw and your car, but you can't put one on your gun without jumping through some hoops.
Yeah, there's just absolutely no logic in that whatsoever. And I'm just guessing, but the original intent of, including that with the National Firearms Act, so they could control it, so that basically, most average citizens wouldn't be able to own a suppressor. Was that because they were fearful that people were going to magically become assassins overnight as soon as they had a quote unquote silencer on their gun and go out and start assassinating people?
I can only assume that was the reason. It was the same thing with machine guns. That's probably their logic.
That logic is illogical.
Agreed.
Makes no sense whatsoever. But, there aren't a whole lot of gun laws out there that do make sense. Aside from all of that, maybe Austin, maybe we can bring you in here now. How much does a suppressor cost, and how do you go about buying one?
Yeah, I mean, so the price is going to vary immensely depending on what you're going to use it for and what's going on. I don't know, but you see an average of $600 to $800 is kind of normal. We've seen as low as $200-300 and as high as $1,500 plus. To buy it, you basically got to go either online or into a store and find a suppressor first. And that's the easy part. You just buy it. You got to pay them. But that's when your paperwork starts. We run through Silencer Shop. They handle all the paperwork for us. Basically, you just make a free account. Then you're going to come into the store here and you're going to fill out the kiosk, and that's going to gather your personal info. It's going to gather your fingerprints and it'll let you take your picture as well. And they will submit it to the ATF for you for approval. So generally, by the time if you order one online, within a week or two, it'll be here. Within a few days, it'll be certified. And we're seeing anywhere from 2 days to 2 weeks of a turnaround time to get your approval.
Really? That's changed. I thought it was like a year or so.
Anywhere from 8 months to 15 months was very normal. The quickest one we've seen was, I think, the next day. Every now and again, you get one that takes a few extra weeks, but for the most part, the average the ATF says right now is about mid 20 some odd days to get it.
Wow. Well, it's gotten better. Thank God for that.
Much better.
You said between $200 on up to $1,500. Can you recommend some good suppressors we'll just take 9mm because that's pretty common ammo for a pistol, 9mm suppressor. What good ones would you recommend?
Yeah, well, I mean, so some of the brands that we like to deal with here, we love Silencer Shop. Dead Air is very popular. GSL is a big name. That's the thing now. There's so many people manufacturing them that they're extremely available no matter what your price range is, really. And a lot of the price is just going to involve what it's made out of and what it's designed to do, whether it's used for heavy use or just like a hunting suppressor that's just made for a handful of rounds, not really designed to get hot and take a beating. And then there's another one that you can pop right on your AR, with an FRT and go to town, and it's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Well, in the movies, like The Bourne Identity and all of these, action flicks, it's so easy to put that suppressor on. They just like snap it on like it's some quick lock on your garden hose. Can they be like that, or do they have to be screwed in, or what's the deal?
Both. It really depends on what the host gun is. But the main form is direct thread, which threads right to your muzzle. But there's also devices that you can fix to your muzzle and then fix to your suppressor that literally you click, twist, and it's on and off, that simple. You can move it from suppressor to suppressor.
So like a quick connect.
Very much like that, yes. The only downside to them is not the quick connect itself, but the suppressors is when you use them, they get hot. And they get hot pretty fast.
Okay. Well, like the muffler on your car.
Exactly like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've seen pictures. I don't have a suppressor. Still discussing that with my wife. She doesn't understand why I need all of these things that Center Shot sells. I don't know. Maybe one of you could talk to her.
Well, just remind her that you probably say "huh" all the time. That's because you're hearing loss. The whole idea is mitigate your hearing loss.
Well, I wish I could have done that 20 years ago before so many hours on the range.
Right.
But, that is a good topic to talk about, though. What are some of the benefits and some of the downsides of using a suppressor?
Well, I'd say the benefits are long-term hearing loss. Like I said, it doesn't make the gun completely quiet, but it absolutely knocks it down to bearable levels. And as a lifetime shooter and outdoorsman, just about all of my hunting is now done with suppressors, even my shotgun work. It is just so much more pleasant to not blow your eardrums out when you shoot. The downsides are obviously the cost. There's a cost to it. And then, it does, like when you put it on a rifle, last time I hunted out west, I brought a suppressor and used it. It adds a little bit of length to your muzzle. So that's where the kind of expensive ones come in, because I kind of joke that they're made out of unobtainium and moon rock. Really, what they are is they're space-age materials that are extremely lightweight.
Yeah.
So having that big thing on the end of your muzzle, the lighter it is, the more pleasant it is to deal with, especially in the field.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now, some of these suppressors can get quite big. I've seen pictures, and it's like you've got this giant can, and it's like it's so big that you can't even see the sights. What's the deal with that?
Well, the size really depends on what's going on, but the key to knocking the sound down is volume. The more volume a suppressor has, the quieter you're going to make that shot. You can get some very small suppressors, like I have some for my AR. They don't make it extremely quiet, but they make it bearable to shoot with. Sometimes you still want some ear protection with them, but it's not blowing your eardrums if you were not to have yours on.
Yeah. Well, they
Other
are.
stuff, it depends on the host cartridge. So, I shot one on a Barrett 50 cal. The thing's about the size of about 2 Pringles cans. But again, it's all volume. In order to suck up that hot gas he was talking about, you need space to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Couple of things. One, as far as everyday concealed carry, they're not really practical to be in a holster and have you carry them every day, are they?
Well, they're not, but there are some companies that are starting to make very small suppressors that go on the end of like a 9mm or a 22. And I mean, I've seen people put it in a holster. It draws just fine, and it makes the gun function still. So I think people are trying to work on it, but no, gist of it is it's not practical.
Yeah. Maybe in the future, maybe 10 years down the road or something
Oh
like
yeah,
that. Now, okay, when we go back to all of the action flicks that we've seen over the years, right? There's always someone, he's out in the wilderness, he's the hero, and he has to make attack the bad guys and make a quick, clean kill without being discovered. So he takes a plastic Mountain Dew bottle and shoves it over the suppressor, and then or over the barrel, and he gets some duct tape, right? Does that really work?
There are some cases of some things that work. I'm going to guess probably 30 or 40 years ago, there was a book published called The Hayduke's Book of Quick and Dirty Silencers.
Okay.
I think I picked it up at a gun show at one point in time and thumbed through it. There are basically it's if you can create a muffler to cool those hot gases before they hit the atmosphere, then it could work. Putting a Pringles can or a Mountain Dew can, duct taping it on the end of your barrel is probably not going to do the job.
Yeah. And how many shots is that good for?
I'm going to guess one.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to guess
I
too.
can't say as I've ever tried it.
Yeah. Oh, well, there's another question that I've had. I just wondered, think about these things sometimes. Does the presence of a suppressor, does it affect the ballistics, the accuracy, anything like that involved with actually making the shot?
As far as accuracy, it doesn't affect the accuracy as in you lose accuracy, but you often do see a point of impact change because it's changing the harmonics of the barrel and the propulsion behind it. Now, I've had a couple suppressors where I put them on, and at 100 yards, I had zero change of impact. I had another one that at 50 yards, I had a 6-inch difference in the impact. But as far as like the accuracy and the grouping, no, it's not going to affect that, at least in a negative way. I've heard potential of it improving accuracy, but you're not going to lose accuracy by putting a suppressor on.
Okay. All right. Does it do anything to mitigate recoil at all?
Yeah, it can, because a lot of that, basically the recoil is, you got that round coming out, but you have that gas shooting out the end of your muzzle, pushing it backwards. Well, now we're containing all that gas. So the consensus is, yeah, you do have slightly less felt recoil.
Well, you're coming up with a lot of good reasons why I should buy a suppressor. Can you put a suppressor on layaway or
Definitely.
okay.
Definitely. Yeah, and the only thing is, you can't start that paperwork or submit that paperwork until it's fully paid off.
Yeah, well, you can't bring it home till it's fully paid off anyways, right? So,
Well, even when it's fully paid off, you can't bring it home until you've got your approval from the ATM.
yeah, well, the thing is, why did God make layaway? Well, he made it so, us guys can go in there, and it's like my wife, she's gonna notice like $500 just gone, right? But $20 a week, she's not gonna notice that. Actually, she might listen to the show. I may have to edit this part out. But anyways, it's you make a pretty good case for buying a suppressor. Just the hearing loss alone, and think about it in terms of your neighbor, right? I mean, some of us have neighbors that are 100 yards away or even 50 yards away. I would think that a neighbor would appreciate, you having a suppressor.
I can tell you mine does. I live in a cornfield, and my neighbor's about 200 yards away. And the other day he told me, he said, "Hey, I heard you shooting earlier." He says, I didn't hear the gunshot. I just heard the steel in the field.
Oh, wow.
So he heard me clink and steel. He didn't hear any of my gunshots.
Mm-hmm. So,
So
Austin, what type of suppressor do you use, and on what guns do you use suppressors?
for me, it's mostly rifles. My first one I used to put on a deer rifle because I was sick of having to wear hearing protection in the woods because the muzzle brake on my rifle would
Oh, yeah.
blow your eardrums out, and
Mm-hmm.
adrenaline alone can't stop that. So um, by the time I shot my first deer, I already had two more suppressors on the way. You mentioned earlier the quick attach and moving them from from gun to gun, and I had all that, but then I figured it's like, well, instead of changing them from gun to gun, it's much easier just to put one on every single gun. That's kind of where we're at now. But for me, it's mostly rifles. Anything from bolt action deer guns, precision guns to your AR-15 for plinking.
Yeah. What about you, Chris? How do you use suppressors?
Well, much like Austin, I use them for plinking, but for me, it's more of a hunting thing. I certainly have some fun guns with suppressors on it, but my main hunting guns, the older I get, the more I enjoy squirrel hunting like I used to. So I've got a suppressor for my 12 gauge and I've got one for my 22 rifle.
Hmm.
And it's the same thing. When we were young, we'd go duck hunting and we'd put 75 rounds of downrange between, your party of 4 guys in a day. And boy, that really affect your hearing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to me, it's more of a hunting thing, but I certainly use them on some plinking rifles. My long range rifle, my 270 when I go out west has got one. My 450 Bushmaster's got one for deer hunting here. 12 gauge 22. Yeah,
Well,
I love them for hunting.
yeah, 450 Bushmaster, that makes a bit of a noise when
Yeah.
when you shoot him off. I mean, I typically I'll hunt with 350 Legend because I don't take a lot of long shots at all, but it's still noisy,
Oh yeah.
and my hearing is already half gone. I tell my wife I have selective hearing loss. There are certain things that she tells me I just can't hear.
It's funny
Like,
how that works, isn't it?
yeah, I take out the trash. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. But as far as preparing the gun to receive the suppressor, you have to have it threaded or something like that.
The gun either has to come threaded or you have to bring it to a good gunsmith or machinist to have it threaded.
Okay.
Very seldom are there clip-on suppressors that are worth a darn. But yeah, that's one thing. You do need to have it threaded. That's the main method of attachment.
Okay. And if you use a quick connect suppressor, does the barrel still have to be threaded? Then you would just put some type of a connector on the end?
Correct. You have a muzzle device that either has locking slots or is threaded on the outside. The muzzle device will be threaded onto your gun and rock set and torqued. Yeah, it doesn't just slip on and clamp on.
Well, as you've been talking, I've been thinking about, when the muffler on my car goes bad, it's like every 10 years that'll happen, right? Something like that. I hate working on exhaust systems because you got to jack it up, you get underneath it, and then you've got rust falling into your eyes. And the muffler always seems to be rusted onto the exhaust pipes. And you're under there with cold chisels or a sawzall or whatever, and you're trying to get these things off. If they could just put a quick connect on the muffler on your car, that would be so much easier.
Indeed.
Probably a lot more expensive, but
Likely. And in Michigan, it would rust with the salt anyway.
well, and then the NFA would get involved, and we don't want that to happen.
No.
All right, Austin, just make it easy for the listeners. They want to come into Center Shot and they want to get a suppressor. Tell them what to do.
You come in, tell us you want a suppressor, tell you what you want it for, in a rough budget, and we'll just point you to the right direction.
And it's
find you what you need.
And it's conceivable that you could have that home within 2 to 3 weeks.
There's a potential it could be home that week. There's potential for it.
Wow, that's fantastic. All right, Chris, any final words?
No, I would just say if you've not delved into the suppressor world, I strongly recommend it. We always joke with our customers when they buy their first one that we'll see you in a few weeks because you'll be back for more. But we at Center Shot, we aim to make it as easy on our customers as possible. We've got Austin. Austin is an excellent source for technical knowledge on the suppressors. And then our system is set up to make it very easy on you. You come into the shop, we can help you select it, order it, or you can buy it out of our inventory. We can kind of talk you through we've got the Silencer Shop kiosk right here in the store, so you can do all your paperwork and everything between your phone and that kiosk right here in the store. Get your fingerprints, get your photos, and we try to make it as painless and simple as possible.
Painless and simple. That sounds good to me. All right. That sounds good. What is the address there at Center Shot?
2638 142nd Avenue, Door, Michigan, 49323.
And what is the phone number there?
616-371-7468.
Fantastic. CenterShotGunRange.com. Guys, this has been great. I've learned a lot. I'm sure our listeners have too. And there just might be a suppressor in my future. So thank you very much, Austin. Thank you, Chris, for coming on the Home Defense Show today.
Of course. Thanks, Skip.
Thanks for having us, Skip. I'll set aside one for your 350. I'll see you in a couple of days.
It might take me longer to prepare my wife. Okay. All right, great. Okay, folks, that about wraps it up for this week's show. I've had a good time, and I hope you have too. Please don't forget to thank our sponsors, Center Shot Indoor Gun Range at CenterShotGunRange.com, ShootingClasses.com to help you find the right trainer for your needs, and United States Concealed Carry Association. For all your self-defense needs, go to USCCA.com. All right, I've written 20-plus books, and they're all available on Amazon.com in paperback, ebook, and audiobook. This week, check out my book, We Hold These Truths. It's a geopolitical thriller, and I think you'll like it. And if you want training from me in person, then check out Midwest Tactical Training at shootingclasses.com. Please join us again next week for all your home defense needs. In the meantime, God bless and stay safe.
Thank you for joining us this week on The Home Defense Show. Now, get out there and protect the ones you love. We'll see you next week with more of the best.
Bye-bye, boys! Have fun storming the castle!